What's going on, people? Welcome back to a brand new video, to an episode where we discuss 3 things we learned from obviously each and every previous games that we've recently watched. Now in this game, I'm talking about the game we played against Nottingham Forest. It was a draw. I personally say, or I thought it was 2 points gained due to the fact that I think Nottingham Forest created much more better chances than we did. Don't get me wrong, we did create our own chances, but I thought if you went for Sanchez, some of those chances that they were creating, I think there were 2 crucial chances that they actually did create in the injury time. If it weren't for Sanchez, we could have lost that game. But then at the end of the day, I can still say, that same, scenario could have happened on the other side as well, because their keeper was really, really good, because Christopher Nkunku could have scored, Cole Palmer could have scored. So I thought the goalkeepers saved the game, and I think a result of 1-1 was probably a fair one. Now, my first point, I'm going to touch base on the goalkeeper, because I thought Sanchez really played a good game. Now, we don't often, as Chelsea fans, give him props, because obviously he doesn't do enough for us to give him the props that we should. But I think this season, the only game that he probably did not perform to his best, I think, was just the Brighton game, because the Man City game, yes, he conceded 2 goals, but again, you're playing Man City, so you're expecting yourselves to concede goals. Of course, the goal from Kovacic, he could have done better if he was on his if he was on his line. The game against Bournemouth, yes, of course, we got away with that one because of Sanchez. So for me, I have to give him props, because I think he can be a good goalkeeper, which was my point. I wanted to give him his flowers for that game, at the same time saying that he could actually come good. I think when it comes to Sanchez, you just have to accept him as he is. I'm not expecting or nowhere near 100% in each and every game, but I'm just scared that the games that he might give me those balls or moments might just be the crucial games, like the Arsenal game we played last season. We were leading 2-0 and he gave Declan Rice literally a goal. Now, in terms of him being a shot stopper, there's no questions about it. He is a good shot stopper. Now, in terms of him being a ball-playing goalkeeper, I don't see him. Now, he's been gradually improving, but then again, I don't think that's his sort of like attribute. And we just have to take it as it is. Unfortunately, we have a goalkeeper who's good on his feet, but maybe not so much on shot stopping. And then we have another goalkeeper who might be good. Who is not good at ball playing, but is a good shot stopper. So there's like a balance that is really needed, which we don't have. Now, I have to still give him his props, and I actually think that with more confidence and Chelsea keep winning games, I think he will come good, because remember, he was once Brighton's first goalkeeper, and the way Brighton played, they do concede goals, and he was not bad. So yeah, man, Sanchez will be my first point. We gotta give him his flowers. He once said on Instagram that today they helped me and the next day I helped them, and we saw that yesterday he really did help the team. Now, my second point would be title contending conversation. I don't think Chelsea should be in a title contending conversation as of yet. I think at this moment in time, I'm giving it to, I would say, Arsenal and Man City. I don't even think Liverpool should be in that conversation anyway. So, Chelsea, could we end up challenging for the title? Maybe, but I won't say it yet. Let me wait until we play teams like Newcastle, Man City again, Arsenal, Liverpool. Let me play those teams, Aston Villa, Tottenham. Then we can start having the title conversation. Because as of yet, I think this game just proves that we are in a top 4 race, not a title race. Reason being, we're always going to have so many inconsistencies compared to teams like Arsenal and Man City. Teams like Arsenal and Man City could have found an option to actually kill that game yesterday. We didn't take our chances. Now, that's okay. We can have our bad days. Same as Arsenal, Liverpool, and City. They can also have their bad days. But I think we are going to have more bad days compared to those teams. So I don't think we should be talking about the title contending conversation right now. And on my last point, I have to talk about in-game management. Now, Since Maresca came to Chelsea, he has always done, for me, in my personal opinion, everything right in terms of managing the games. That's why yesterday I thought our second half was going to be way, way better than our first half, because he has actually done so many good things. Now, yesterday I thought he put on the substitute a little bit late in terms of like Jackson. There was no need for Jackson to have been there for the amount of time he was in there. He was not involved. Again, not because he's a bad player, but that game was not suited for him in terms of like, you know, it was a low block, so we didn't really use Jackson as much. That game was suited for Christopher Nkunku, and I think you saw when he came on, he actually had about 2 chances which he could have put to bed. Maybe 1, maybe 2, I can't really remember. But yeah, that game was not for Jackson. And then Madueke, on the other hand, yes, I think the goal scoring opportunity that he had was the one that sort of kept him on the pitch maybe a little bit longer. But I would have loved for Madueke to be off and then put Pedro Neto, because we saw Pedro Neto yesterday. He actually did well, but he didn't have enough time to implement probably what he can offer us. Another player that I thought they shouldn't have been there as much as they did was Jadon Sancho. Don't get me wrong. You always want players like Jadon Sancho when you're playing a low block. Why? Because they have the capability and the capacity to break the lines with their passing range and their skills in the box. But yesterday we wanted, to some degree, or it got to a point where I wanted someone who can shoot the ball, not just like dribbling and passing. Jadon Sancho never really looked like he was going to shoot. But yeah, so that's my point. In game management, I thought it could have been better. But other than that, I'm not really complaining. Yeah, I'll finish the video here, guys. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you on the next one. Up the Chelsea.